It is so good to see someone else on top. And now, Rondo, anywhere that's not test track, honestly, that's all I ask.
I have to agree. Although with our most recent patch, it would be nice to see one of our possible Q5 boys put their name up on that track board here.
Oh, wait, what happened with that? I missed it. What happened?
Oh, so in our most recent patch here, apparently, if you take a vehicle and you circumvent the track one time, your name goes right up there on that board.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna leave it here unless we see some action. I really want. Give me a Jadena City circle, please. Please, 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 please. I need to go over there. I don't like it. No. Let me. No. I want to do other things. I want to see a circle. I want to go over here and I want to go over here. Just give it to me, please. Okay.
There it is.
I'm not unhappy with it.
Okay.
I'll take it. It's not too crazy. We're gonna stay over here for a second, and then I'm also just gonna put this over here just in case this fight is gonna happen sooner. Based off of the teams that were there, I just feel like this team is gonna, or this fight is gonna happen sooner.
I think you're spot on with that. We're seeing. I'm so sorry here. We're seeing both VIC, Victorious, and Rats loot as fast as they possibly can in order to bring this altercation to fruition as fast as possible.
Yeah, granted, they did land on opposite sides of the street, so I could be wrong, and we're actually going with the other one. But test track, no one's going around it just yet, but we'll see it in a bit to see if that changes. But Jadena City, it's looking... It's not going to be a Jadena City circle. I'm very sad. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So some damage comes out. It does ring true on to Resmi as Kalawi, Tiltown, they are trying to get or they're trying to change their fortunes, honestly. It's been a rip for them so far. But Break QT, he saw me. Oh my gosh, okay. Even though
nice
Kalawi took
snap.
Damage. Yeah, I was going to say that was a beautiful headshot coming out from him. So much respect. W does go down. And Odasaka is the one who took him. Tiska.
Yeah, it looks like Odasaka, they're putting the AUG to work. We're starting to see some preliminary utility go out between these two teams, but now with a 4v3 situation to unfold, I would expect Tiltown to be the aggressor here.
Well, it doesn't matter because Odasaka, he's just doing everything by himself. Go on the roof, please. Go on the roof. That would be so good. But it doesn't look
seeing
like
a turnaround here.
Odasaka, he is waiting. He is calmly, relatively silently. He's not trying to go too crazy. If I were Resmi, I would take a vehicle and then I would actually jump on top and then overpeak everything. But seems like they opted to not go for that one. Savvy, we saw him last time with the Panzerfaust, and can he replicate? Well, trade coming in from W. He finds one, he finds two, but he goes down. But now Tiska and Kalawi, they got to push on over. They got to make something happen immediately, or Tiltown is going to go down yet again. Tiska, he's going to be the first one who pushes outside. Kalawi trying to do some good damage. SKZ throwing a nade. The nade should not connect.
We're going to see the connection. No, we're not.
He tossed it on himself, I'm pretty sure. Zyko is going to go down to Tiska. Odasaka, he's been doing good for Resmi so far, but he needs to collapse. And, well, Zyko... Oh, that... Wait, frag? Okay, it's not a frag. It's a blue zone.
BZ.
Gotta be careful. Wait,
really?
Mimic from a different spot, and that is going to be Tiltown eliminated. But Sharp Shot, he is here. And the rest of Mimic is also aggressing onto this. Man, I really need to change the colors. I'm sorry. I'll do that next week, guys. Don't worry about it. But my lord, actually, if we get a little bit of a break, I might change it and then restart my game. We'll see. SKZ here. SKZ and Odasaka, they still have to do everything themselves. It looks like they're not going to go for the res. Odasaka's on the other side from behind with a nice shotgun. Is going to find one. Quinn, he has to be careful. He's turned around and with a sliver of health, both Odasaka and SKZ. But from behind, a Sharp Shot. The veteran, the man we've seen time and time again on the world stage, on every stage. He is going to go ahead and he is going to find them all with the shotgun.
What a play there.
Oh my lord. Well, it is... this fight certainly was the one to stick on. But now we finally go on to the other fight is Flashy Knox Wallou. And it's just 2 up from Victorious, as I'm pretty sure Antarctic Fox is in the wings waiting for the winner of this one.
You know, we're gonna have to roll that back at some point. I would love to see the replay there between Mimic and Rez, because it was interesting to see how they almost fatal funneled into that fight, but somehow pulled it out and ended it with a side-by-side double barrel shotgun.
I got one word for you, brother. Sharp shot 4K, which that might be a couple of words, but it doesn't matter. Flashy is going to go down, and Shakuch found him, but he's going to get found immediately in return as well. This time from Antarctic Fox, and now they're going to know exactly that there's another team here, and they need to be wary as ATF slowly pushing in on the south side of, what is this? DMA Town, which I've never heard before in my life. Okay, all right, well, he finds one, but Wallou is going to go down to the VSS.
You know, we have seen a lot of VSS plays tonight. I think Waratorium is really happy to see this.
I think you're right. I think that everyone who plays against War should have a VSS, and I'm actually just super curious about this, honestly, because it seems like Boundary and TA, well, they know someone's here, because that bike and that bus is not really convincing that there's not someone here. But Guru has to be careful because the Panzerfaust is going to do a lot of damage.
Come on, Penry. Show him how we're done, Penry.
Well, Blaze goes down, Guru goes down, and now it is just being here. And True apparently died earlier, so I presume it was to Boundary as well. The JS9 going to go ahead and find one, but it doesn't matter as Reliant and the rest of Boundary go ahead and take down Team Antarctica. And, you know, they might be used to the cold, but apparently they are still frozen in time.
That's correct. You know, that double push there is really what saved it. The JS9, I think, there would have been the winner in most circumstances, but having 2 guns versus 1 is never going to be the winner.
It is really unfortunate that that was the case in Team Antarctica. They cannot catch a break so far. It seems like every single thing that they try just does not work. And they're birds. Hello, where are the birds? There are the birds. Let me see the. I want to see the birds.
I love the birds. That's like a nice, cute sparrow.
Wow, they actually put a lot more animation into it than I expected. I'm not gonna lie.
We can see him breathe.
Yeah, I was like, dang, dude. I get it's relatively
belly is
realistic
puffing.
as well.
Yeah.
All right.
And we need to let him out, the poor guy.
Yeah. You can't keep birds locked up. That's just inhumane. Well, speaking of inhumane, I don't know where I was going with that, but we're gonna switch over to Swole Squad and Young Stunna Boys as they have made their way across the trench. I don't know. What do people call this? Whatever this is.
I happen to call it a swamp, but you know I know that's incorrect.
Divot? Like I don't know. Crossing just sounds too generic, you know.
A problematic position.
Speaking of a problematic position, you got Q5. Well, he's gonna hop off, and Tim Fee. It's only problematic so far as Zenny finds Seifu, and now it is a 3v3, but the rest of the teams need to get here to help each other out. And Zenny, he is gonna go down, and Crystalani is gonna be saving his team not once but twice here. And Blinker and Tater, they're done. They don't want no more of this smoke. It's too smoky.
True. They need a break.
What the heck is this game, dude? We still have 2 teams out here. Like, it is Circle 1, and we have 19 players down. This is
one of those
empty.
rounds where, you know, you're better off just looking at the 8-ball for the prediction, because at this point it's anyone's game, Bard.
Yeah, I have a feeling PD's playing tight, dude. It's gonna be a PD win. That's my guess right now. Like, PD is just playing super tactically and just not aggressive, not crazy. They're just playing solidly. Like, they're playing good PUBG and they're not taking any risks. And that's just been their game so far, like all of today. It's just been consistent and good from them.
And I think all of us would collectively agree that it's all about consistency.
Well, consistency doesn't matter when a circle does something as crazy as this, and my lord, well, Tempest, they're going to have first pick on the center zone, and I said I wanted Jadena City, and it may not be Jadena City, but they are trying their absolute darndest to give me something of what I want. The PD, they still should have a strong spot in this zone, as we see Mimic going in with a emergency pickup, which is probably a good call. They can backfill Hugh and the rest of Tempest. But PD, I've seen them play this road. I've seen them fight along this road multiple times. So let's go ahead and stay with Glock to see where he is opting to go with the rest of his team.
And definitely, Dadbot, I want to just make a quick note here. Dadbot getting in position early for Tempest and setting his team up for that location going into phase 3 is going to be huge for them.
Oof. Well, takes a little bit of damage, but he does have a good sideline onto everything else. And speaking of everything else, PD has some neighbors, and apparently it was fates that dictated it. As Oni actually goes down to QZ, who played incredibly well last time, and I don't know if he's gonna get the res. And it seems like PD is just incredibly split between like 2 or 3 different teams. And Glock, he's trying to go back, and this might be it. Tony actually has to be careful. He goes down immediately to JMS. And well, PD, I said that they had a good chance, but it has left the building almost as quickly as they did. And if he could get a knock here, and he does not, got to watch out from behind. Good damage coming out from Dabry, but Tater goes down. Flanker trying his best to stabilize and try to staunch the bleeding from this fight, but so far it's not looking out too well.
Flanker trying to keep his team alive. He's at 1 HP.
But this, I don't think a team is going to get aggressive on this, but they could do so much more damage. But now, wait, Flax was the only one. Wait, hold up, what? I guess Boundary did some damage over to Mimic, and Flax was the only one who stayed on. And then he jumped off, and now he's just flying down to his team. But one shot needs to connect, and then Flax is dead. So I fear for the poor man's life.
And watching Flanker and Fate fall there, it's going to be interesting to see what Affinity does to capitalize on that situation on top of PD with their position. But it looks like they're transitioning southbound with vehicles, which is what I certainly never expected.
Yeah, I think they realized that momentum is not going their way. I didn't even know this bridge was here. I'm not gonna lie. Never knew that this thing was here. Dude, was this added?
Oh, don't worry, brother. Yeah, they added that in the last patch.
Okay. I was like, I only remember the one bridge. Like, what is this? It feels
kidding.
Really weird.
It's been there. I'm kidding you.
All right, get this man out. He's teasing me. I don't like it. He's done. Nah, it's all good. Dude, I've never been to Jadena. which sad. Okay, I've been to Jadena a couple times, but I've definitely never been on the eastern side. But yeah, no, I do like Affinity's call to back off of this, because PUBG is a momentum thing, and you got to know how to take fights. And if you don't take your fights quick and well, and if you don't capitalize on the spacing, you're going to get absolutely punished. And I think Affinity realized that, and they realized that they need to back off, because if they started tunneling in and started just taking this fight that wasn't even going to probably work out for them, they would just take unsustainable damages and not be able to do anything from that point on. So Circle, it should shift off of water, and it should hard shift off of water, I should say. And I feel like it's going to...
Ooh, interesting shift there going into phase 3. We have nearly 50% of the map comprising of non-playable terrain, ladies and gentlemen.
Brain has stopped computing. I don't even... No words allowed. But this is gonna be fun, guys. It is actually, I do think that this spot right here is gonna be absolutely beautiful for a team to take. It is gonna be taking some damage from everywhere else just because you have people across the water, but it should shift, I think, onto the northwest side. So I feel like over here is actually pretty playable, and you can control a decent amount from there. But you know, I could be wrong. We'll see what Circle does, and we still have. We have this. Whatever this is, we have it. So Rats and Victorious are still in the game. Don't count them out, because we've seen Tempest from game 1 and Tilt Town from game 2 make it a lot further than anyone expected. So it's possible, just not probable.
Well, it's going to be interesting too, Bard, to see how these teams transition here from phase 3 to phase 4 with water at their back. I think some of the more experienced teams, we're going to see them want to keep that water section to their 6 o'clock, but, you know, time will tell.
Time will tell indeed, and we have about 15 minutes to figure out what the heck is going to go on, because the one fun thing about PUBG that I can confirm for you guys is that no one knows how it's going to shape out. That is the beauty of it. It is predictable, but also unpredictable, and that's the reason why we play this game, because it really dictates talent over anything else. You really need to be able to just play. It's crazy how many things go into PUBG.
Absolutely.
I can try to talk about it, but
I could not agree with you more. Every single equation that presents itself in PUBG is solvable, and that's one of the most beautiful elements about this video game.
See, my brain wants to say it's solvable, but at the same time, it's unsolvable, you know? It's just like so many different things, so many, you know, timings, rotations, cars, vehicles, circles, and random stuff. And speaking of random stuff, sharp shot. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I did see him mutant before, and that is absolutely beautiful. And Flax, he came in a late drive-by, is going to try, but Mimic is going to go down to Boundary, who was annihilated. Or no.
Yeah, Devil Vibes throwing out that frag grenade there at the absolute perfect time against Mimic's push point there on the side of that defilation hill. I mean, really a perfect utilization of a frag grenade.
It really was. And now Boundary, they have 3 up, and are they going to go for the... they can't really go for a res. It's not realistic. But you still have Rats. I think he's just trying to... There's no way. He's just trying to get his friends in, I guess. That's the only thing that he can realistically do. But Affinity, they do have to deal with PD, as everyone seems to have backed off of this. And, well, this is going to be a crazy game, dude. This is going to come into play a lot, and I don't know how it's going to work out. But it is going to be absolute cinema. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be fun. And I hope you guys are ready as Shakuch and Victorious and Trimble. The Trimble's, he's gonna land on top of this, isn't he? Nah, he can't even land on top of it. People would see him. But Devil Vibes gets knocked from distance, and now young Stunna Boys, they have to deal with I'm Natty, the last one alive from Swole Squad. And he doesn't have a vehicle, which feels bad, and so now he's running. I honestly thought the vehicle would kill him.
At this point in time, particularly in phase 4 of match 4, it looks like the DMR nerf is nil. Everyone out here is using DMRs like a champion. I'm loving it.
See, that's the thing is that... Ooh, okay, hold up. We'll get to it in a second. But Mayu, he has to be careful because Gabri does some good damage, but he doesn't kill him. That nade goes out, and I have fear for his life. No one's ever watched him, and he does go down to the AUG from the side. XD, we saw him with some good shots. He spotted out Glock, but did not have his gun out in time, so he cannot get the knock. Oni has to be careful because he's on the same grassy knoll as he is. Glock, he presents himself with an opportunity, and XD takes it with great aplomb. Rats goes down to blue zone, and XD, he is now trying to make his way to the rest of his team, but they got to be careful. Mayu is still alive, but he's in a precarious spot. And, well, as I say that, nice. The Lodi actually goes ahead and finds the trade. And I don't think they're going to go ahead and get Mayu up again. But QZ trying to make his way around. XD also trying to spot out where he got his knock so if he can help out his friends. And Boundary,
you know, I recall back in phase 2, Bard, wondering if Affinity was going to run into PD in this exact location. And here we find them battling it out in phase 4.
Well, maybe you do... Maybe, you know, you just are a caster, man, because you're caster cursing this, and it's beautiful. And that's part of it, you know.
I got to get up and do a few 360s here to change things up. I'm scaring myself.
Well, the only thing that's scared... Well, Lou, what is he doing? Interesting. All right. Well, Affinity... Or, sorry, not Affinity. Antarctic Fox, they're trying to get the heck out of Dodge. As the Tempest, they are trying to move in. And, well, Boundary again against Affinity and QZ. There's the last up for them. And PD, they might be damaged, but they're not going down without a fight. And Oni, PD, up to 6 kills again. It doesn't matter if they are bruised, bloody, beaten, and broken. They still have what it takes to come out swinging.
And coming from a downwards defilation, out of position location, their PD really showing a sense of dominance today. There's no doubt about that.
Strength and vitality is definitely what they're showcasing. And Walu actually goes down. Tempest gets a knock onto Penry, but they do have to be careful because they have to make it inside the safe zone as everyone else doesn't even have to bother with it. But here we do see a Bolty. So far, not a knock. And PG, ooh, this is the time. Devil Vibes, he does well, but Glock gets the return. Devil Vibes is only able to find one. And from distance, I think Boundary is just trying to keep their friend alive, but it's not going to work out. Glock going to go ahead and get the flush as the Boundary's attention is turned back onto Antarctic Fox, and they're just going to go ahead and pick up points there. And up to 11 kills. The Tempest need to make their way in as well. But Rack 4, I talked about this spot earlier, but I have not given them much love. They're trying to keep down the young Stunna Boys. A trade comes out on either side. Push on over. That's a good stun. Blue zone? I forget which one it was. And now a 2v3. And there's no lethal now left, but there's not much HP left. And now it is just Brecken who's alive. And he's throwing stuns. He has an empty. He doesn't have Korean settings on.
He does not. He just shot at the corpse.
He just shot a corpse. You could see the panic. And I feel so bad that that lost everything for him. Oh,
Yes,
no. Oh, my
yes,
lord.
we just saw their YSB taking advantage of a game mechanic that we all know and love.
Well, guys, that is why you turn on Korean settings, so that you don't have those bodies, so that as soon as a player dies, all you see is their box. You don't see a body, so you don't get freaked out. Because, you know, PUBG, you can get pretty scared. I'll be honest. I've definitely had my couple of jumps, you know, when you're not expecting to get shot. And, well, you get scared. Quick and easy.
This is true.
That's all I'm going to say without being too vulgar.
I'm a bit happy to see here Tempest in both I believe it's YSB.
Yes, sir.
Pushing with their rears towards the water. I think it's going to come down to these two teams making it to phase 6, but time will tell. We'll see what happens here.
Well, the dad buff goes down, but Raising Canes, he got 2 of them. The JS9 proving to be superior. And Hugh, look how he finds Fang as Wanlo from behind the car is doing his best to stay alive. But Raising Canes, he's wanting to make sure that he gets his kills, so he's going to go. But it doesn't matter because he did find Yanlo with the frag. And Young Stunna Boys eliminated with Tempest up to 5 as Reliant and Penry doing their best to push now on a bloodied Tempest.
Boundary Esports here, Penry and
Nice shot.
Nice spray by Conf.
Well, we had game number 1 and 2 go the way of PD. Do we see game 3 and 4 go the way of Q5 as they're looking dominant? They have space, they have numbers, and Shikuchi is trying to be a sneaky snake and make sure that no one does damage to him. Seifu is locked on to Glock, trying his best to make sure that he can't do anything and help out his team. As Q5 just, again, they keep everything locked down and do their best not to get stabbed in the back. And Shikuchi, it looks like he has no desire to poke the angry bear, as it were.
Quick little comment here for our viewers. Where PD is currently located, that is the new, since the last patch, the new location of our safe rooms. PD wishing they had a key at this moment, I'm sure.
Unless it's changed, those are not in comp.
Well, they are not. I'm sorry. Forgive me for saying that.
I could be wrong, but I was under the impression that there are no keys in comp. So again, new patch, I'm not entirely sure, but at least in Tego and Erangel, there are no secret room keys.
Forgive me for that comment, then.
You're good, dude. You're good.
You see, there, I knew my noobness was gonna shine through at some point here tonight.
Dude, you're fine. It's a comp thing. Like it's also something that's not really talked about, just because, like, I don't know, people, you know, since you can't find a key, you don't get a key, so you don't go to the room, you know? So, like, only until when it first happened is when you would actually know. So, yeah. But
Glock showing how to control a 3-wheeled bus here with absolute precision.
ooh, now that's a good question for you. Do you know how to control a 3-wheeled bus?
Not really. I'm not going to even try to pretend, my friend.
So the biggest thing about three-tire vehicles, don't shift, don't accelerate, like don't just hold W, don't use shift. If you do that, you're typically good.
There it is.
So Glock has been spotted by Penry, and Glock just deletes Penry with great aplomb. There is nothing else the poor man could do, and PD, doesn't matter. They don't need to win. They got 8 kills. They got at least 3rd place. This is a beautiful game from them as well. And again, the entire time they were fighting, and always they seem to claw their way out and maybe lose 1 or 2, but they do it so well that they still get points and still are able to do stuff with it. But gotta watch out. Seifu from behind is gonna find him, and he finally does go down. And we do have 1 player left, and it is gonna be Shikuchi, who is he has a JS9.
He's a man with a dream, my friend.
He is. He's gonna try to get as close as he can. And
he finds himself up against the winners of the previous match, and we'll see if he can put something together here.
You know what? Hands off keyboard. We're just staying with him.
I love it.
How's your day been, Cap? You know.
Quite well. How about yourself, my good friend?
You know, it was good. You know, just worked. We're gonna be here a while. Like, I lied. Never mind. We're not here for a
Well.
while. All right. Well, it was inevitable. The writing was on the wall. It was